It was so unstructured. Everybody is having their own syllabus, own curriculum, own pedagogy.
Why are these age group of 3 years to 8 years for children? Why is that so important and considered so important? How do you visualize this whole idea of teaching 3 languages or maybe more languages or exposing students to more languages at this age?
Teachers are so much forcing children for the phonetics, asking them to make their faces like ee, ooh, oh. Why? Ola strike, Uber strike, then driver to drive me was also on a strike. NEP 2020 has done justice with foundation stage. Many of the preschools, they think so, if you make the colorful wall or some cartoon characteristic on the wall or maybe ABCD written on a wall, that's a very good classroom for the preschool. No, no.
Hello and welcome to the Chalk Talk. This is our podcast series for educators. And guess who we have in our debut episode? We have Dr. Reeta Sonawat with us. Dr. Reeta Sonawat has been the former dean, professor and head of the Department of Human Development at SNDT Women's University. She has been a stalwart in the education space, has worked closely with a lot of policymakers, has a great influence in the education in India today. Let's welcome Dr. Reeta Sonawat in our today's episode. Ma'am, tell me, how was your day? How did the day start with for you?
Oh, just don't ask me. It was started so badly, I can say, because I was so excited for the podcast, but reaching to you was difficulty, and that was a bad thing. Ola strike, Uber strike, then driver to drive me was also on a strike. So how to reach you? Somehow we managed, and now I am with you.
That's wonderful, and we are happy, privileged as ever. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out the time. Ma'am, I think living in a country like India, where strikes, traffic, all of these are a part of our lives.
Yeah,
and I think we are all, trying to manage our ways, trying to find life in whatever time we get. I also feel the government was also doing their bit, trying to solve problems that are existing in our lives.
Yes.
One such thing that I have come across, and I got some time to read about it, was the National Education Policy. शुरुआत से शुरुआत करते हैं मैम. What do you think about NEP 2020 and especially what recommendations does NEP 2020 have, especially for foundational education, since you have been the expert in this space? What are your thoughts on that?
It's a very good question, Ojas, because NEP 2020 has done justice with foundation stage. And I think so, whole policy is around foundation stage. So that is great thing has happened.
Correct.
It's the first time we got Ministry of Education. And in the Ministry of Education, foundation stage has become a formal education, which was not there earlier.
Correct.
So that way, early years when we are talking about, always Anganwadi. But other sector, those who are working for the early childhood education, they were not recognized. And it was so unstructured. Everybody is having their own syllabus, own curriculum, own pedagogy, teachers trained, not trained. So that was the situation.
Correct.
But now since it is a formalized, I'm sure the scenario will change.
Definitely, ma'am. I think it's a hope for all of us. NEP 2020 has brought that hope for us. And slowly and gradually, I feel that we will definitely see some change, right? We have seen education evolve over a period of time in India. And I think as far as our country is concerned, we are possibly at the best pace of things in terms of developments that are happening in India, education in India, right? Ma'am, this actually brings me to the next question. What exactly is foundational learning? If you could tell all about us, all of us about that, that is my first question. What is exactly foundational learning? And why are these age group of 3 years to 8 years for children? Why is that so important and considered so important? If you could tell us more about this.
Actually, if you see, nowadays we have a brain research with us. And brain research is showing clear direction that 85% of the brain development takes place in first 5 years. So that is the reason lot of emphasis has given in this age. But what you have talked about 6 to 8,
3 to 8.
3 to 6 earlier we had,
Correct.
but now 3 to 8. So these 2 years have added. The reason was still our children, they were not ready for the formal education. So we wanted to have 2 more years where partly they will be doing formal, partly they will be doing non-formal. So they will be ready when they are in the 3rd standard to go for the formal education, because now they are growing, they are developing, and they are in tune with the regular education system for that matter.
Correct. So this inclusions of grade 1 and 2 as a part of foundational education, you think is a very positive and welcome change?
It's very positive, and still school are not understanding how to go about it. So my submission here is when you have like sports day, you can have together. When you have an annual day, you can have together. Even if you are going for the field trips, take first and second together. And the school coordinator needs to be changed. So earlier she was there till the senior KG. Now what we want is a coordinator should be there from nursery to 2nd standard. And after that, from preparatory stage, the other headmistress can take care. But the preschool coordinator should be there till 2nd standard. Then foundation stage will be complete. Otherwise, it will be again breaking, and we don't want that break.
Agreed, ma'am. And I think totally aligned with what you said. It is a very positive change indeed, for sure. Ma'am, when we talk about kids of that age, right, up to 8 years of age, up to grade 2, in a classroom scenario, how does an ideal classroom for foundational education, which is a foundational classroom, how, according to you, how does it look like? Can you like paint a picture for us about how the classroom should look like?
That's my favorite question. You know, many of the preschools, they think so, if you make the colorful wall or some cartoon characteristic on the wall, or maybe ABCD written on a wall, that's a very good classroom for the preschool. No. Classroom should be plain walls, and on the wall we want to have a soft boards. So this environment which is created with the soft board can work as a 3rd teacher for the children. So whatever is happening in the classroom, if related to that, it's on the wall. So when the teacher is not around, then children can see the wall and then learn from the wall.
Correct.
So that way it becomes a 3rd teacher. About the arrangement in the classroom, we want to have a centers, like a block corner, then another corner is a science corner, then another is a creativity corner.
Correct.
Then we have a cooking corner, role play corner. So like this classroom needs to be set up in the corners, even library corner.
Correct.
So when the children are free, they can go to the corners, and there they can do whatever they want to do. Correct. So there their creativity can come out, their imagination, their dreams, and they play in a group. So how to play in a group, how to work in a team, how to collaborate, how to communicate to each other, all these things are possible if the classroom is arranged like that. But when if formal classroom is there, one after one they are sitting, then you will not see the collaboration, communication, and this is the time children are learning to talk. Language development is taking place. So for that matter, it's very important that they should be in a group.
Right.
So that's the reason I suggest that in the classroom various centers need to be there, and teacher can move from one center to another and be part of the children.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So that kind of classroom environment.
Right. Ma'am, honestly, I can just share this, that when you were talking about all of this, I kind of visualized this and I related this to the classrooms that I have been as a child and as a student in my primary section. And I imagine that, if this was the classroom that you mentioned, possibly we could have been more exploration oriented as children. We could have explored more, we could have learnt possibly in a different way, and I think that definitely would have contributed to what we are today. But definitely I'm sure a lot of foundational years educators will listen to this, what you said right now. A lot of preschool owners and principals and the heads of the schools will also listen to you, and I'm sure they will think about the ideas that you mentioned. Wonderful insight, ma'am. Thank you for that. This actually brings me to the next question. Even in the previous question, you mentioned to me that 85% of the child's brain development happens in the early years when the child is, at that age. It is also believed that children pick up languages very sooner in their life, very early on in their life when they are in their early years. My question to you will be, now NEP also thinks of this as a positive thing, and they propose a 3-language formula, because of course the children are going to learn languages, they can pick up languages faster, so why not introduce them? What are your thoughts on that? What do you think is, first of all, do you agree to this, and second of all, how do you visualize this whole idea of teaching 3 languages or maybe more languages, or exposing students to more languages at this age?
For this, I can say Maharashtra government has also in their state curriculum framework mentioned 3-language formula. And we were part of it. So I personally feel it's a good thought, because first language should be mother tongue. Child is comfortable in the mother tongue, and teacher understand.
Correct.
They both understand each other. It makes child comfortable in the classroom. If a child is not understanding the language of the teacher, or teacher is not understanding language of the child, mostly I have seen the child remains quiet, and it's not good for the child.
Correct.
But you see, since the potential is there, so in the beginning they are quiet, but they are listening. And this receptive language which is there, after some time they start speaking, and they pick up the classroom language.
Correct.
So medium of instruction, whatever you have, that can be your second language if you want in your school. But see to it that mother tongue communication is to be more, so language development take place.
Correct.
And second language is lesser in a classroom, in a curriculum, and the third language is the least should be there.
Correct.
And why I'm saying least, because invariably when we are teaching these 3 languages, we go into the depth of the language.
Right.
So first language, if you are going to the depth, child will be able to narrate the story, child will be able to recite the poem.
Correct.
And sing the song also in the same language.
Correct.
So that possibility is there, and then he will be able to converse. Second language is where the child will be conversing, but 2-letter conversation, 2-letter word they will say,
Correct.
3-letter word they will be learning, and they will be using that.
Right.
So that's fine, because second language they are learning from the school.
Got it.
But at home, what happens if 2 neighbors of a different language, if they are there? So mother tongue is Marathi, and neighbors' language is Hindi.
Correct.
Then you see the children, they pick up language, both the language faster, because both the language are not taught to them.
Correct.
They are picking up naturally.
Yeah.
And this natural picking up of the language is not happening in the school. School is trying to teach them.
Correct.
And whenever it's teach them, then you see any kind of force which is there on the child's interest goes.
Correct.
So we need to teach language in a very different way. I see mostly in the preschool, teachers are so much forcing children for the phonetics. They are
Correct.
asking them to make their faces a e, u, o. Why? If you speak phonetically correct way, children will pick up the same.
Correct.
So I personally feel language is learned by imitation. Give them the chance to learn the language, and literacy will come up whenever you have the program.
Wonderful. Ma'am, I think great thoughts, definitely something that even I have been thinking about, and it clears my thoughts as well and gives me or my thoughts a direction for sure. In fact, it is always said that giving an exposure to 3 languages or more languages at an early years is beneficial for a child. But what you mentioned is completely right, that you cannot force learning of a certain language on a children. And I think that has been there, for in any case. Like for example, when you tell a child not to do something, they are going to do it. Okay, I think that's how it happens at that age for sure. But thank you so much for sharing that insight. Ma'am, coming to pedagogy of early years, we have seen that pedagogy for early years is very important. There are so many people, experts, who have designed various approaches in pedagogy. Talking about one of those, which is play-based approach. When it comes to play-based approach, it is said that today every preschool boasts of, saying that, oh, we use a play-based approach for teaching to our preschoolers. But what do you think it really is, and how do we use that approach to make learning more meaningful?
In fact, it's long time we were talking about children, they learn best when they are playing. And start from the Froebel, when the Froebel has given gift, and he has prepared 10 gifts, and very scientifically he has made 10 gifts. And when the child is playing with these gifts, then automatically the learning is taking place. Now what learning? Children are learning shape, size, color, structure, design, everything from those gifts.
Correct.
And now what we want is the same thing, which he has said. Children, when they are playing in the small groups. So when they play in the small group, for example, when they are playing with the blocks, 6, 7 children together. One child is saying, give me that block. So the language is there. Then they say, what we are making. So they collaborate, decide we are making a ship. And they are constructing the ship.
Correct.
So all these 6, 7, I'll make this. No, but this design is not good. We'll be changing the design. So they are saying whatever they are feeling like. So communication is taking place, team building is there, and they're collaborating. It doesn't look like shape for the teacher. So teacher can go and ask them, where is the front of the ship? Child will be showing whatever the front they have thought. What is the side of the ship? There also.
Correct.
Children are going to tell the teacher, because for them they are very clear how the ship is looking like. So when they play and making this ship, so much learning which is taking place. Today we are talking about 21st century skills.
Correct.
And all these skills we are talking, which children they learn in foundation years if they are getting the quality education.
Right.
So playway method with the quality education, if you are giving, later on you don't have to give them formally 21st century skills, because they are learning from the foundation stage.
Correct, correct. Very well said, ma'am. And I think play-based approach, if executed in the way you just mentioned, will also ensure that there are different things that the child learn, not only just playing, but also making it more meaningful in their overall
Yeah, rightly you have said, when they are playing teacher, role play, or in our language, house. So there the props are there.
Correct.
They just wear the props, and they negotiate with each other. I want to become a mother. The other child says, no, I want to become a mother. They negotiate, and finally they decide also who will become a mother. And somebody will say, I want to become a dog. And they become a dog. So like this, and you see the kind of imitation they do of the way the parent, their relationship is there,
Correct.
the parent, they communicate to each other, even their body language you can see in their role plays. So for the socio-emotional expression
Correct.
and learning, this is the best place.
Right.
And now National Curriculum Framework is saying emotional quotient should be developed in children. How it will develop unless we give them the opportunity to make a role play corner where they can have a restaurant, doctor corner.
Correct.
So you just have to keep the props, and the children, without any script, they start with the drama.
Right.
It's so beautiful.
Right. Definitely agreed, ma'am. In fact, I have heard of and read of instances where in a certain role play based activity that the teacher was carrying out with the preschoolers, she was actually surprised, shocked to even find that when a person was playing the parent and when the other person was playing a child, the parent actually shouted at the child, which was they were actually two classmates, but the parent shouted at the child in a way that the teacher understood that there is something wrong. And in fact, in the subsequent parents teachers meeting, the teacher brought this topic with the parents of that child, that the child is learning everything from home, and the true reflection of that actually happened in the classroom. So that also happened. I think it's a learning for the teacher as well then.
Yes,
Wonderful.
very true, very
Yeah.
true.
All right, as we come to the end of this episode, I want all our viewers to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We are going to have more such episodes for all of you in this series of podcasts called The Chalk Talk. Stay tuned.